Hi, in this project, as the name suggests, we will be predicting the ratings of apps, taking the data from Google Play Store. Then, we will be building a web application model to predict the ratings and deploy that web application model to Heroku. Now, what exactly are we going to do in this project? So we have a dataset that contains information for apps that are present in Google. It states out some of the characteristics of these apps. This information is actually scrapped from the Google Play Store, and we will be using this dataset to predict the rating of the apps. Now understand this, the dataset was not actually prepared for predicting, but for analysis of the apps as to how popular they were, what were the reason they were so popular. So we have to do a lot of pre-processing before we can fit the model onto this dataset. Now the details of the project. The project is actually divided into three parts. The first part is building a machine learning model to predict the rating of the apps. The second part is where we will build a Django web app, that is a framework for building web applications, and mount the prediction model onto this app. Lastly, we will deploy the Django project on Heroku using GitHub. Now the first part, that is building the machine learning model. So we start off with building machine learning model, and we use a random forest regressor model and train that model using the Google Play Store data points. Now one thing to note here is that this dataset will require more feature building, just like I said before, and extraction than exploratory analysis, because this dataset was actually created for inference building and not for prediction purposes. And you will understand why I'm saying this once you look at the dataset in the first part where we will be building the machine learning model. Now in the second part, that is Django web app, we will be building the web application using the Django framework, and then we will mount the model we have built in the previous part on this Django project. Now the last part is deploying the web application on Heroku using the connections to GitHub. So now we will move forward and go to the first part, that is building the prediction model.